Finding a game to join online is not fun, trust me, I know. I have done it a lot of times, but don't worry because I am here to guide you through the process and make it as easy as possible. Well, really, I'm going to tell you about my top 5 methods that I have used, and hopefully that helps you. So let's start with the worst and we'll work our way up to the best. Starting with number 5, we are talking about Roll20. There's a lot of pros with this method. It's pretty easy to use. You'll click Find Game or Join Game, and then it'll take you to this tool that will let you filter based off of, quite a few things. Do you only want to play free-to-play games? Do you want to sort it by starting soonest? There's different things. And this is actually a pretty cool feature. The problem with Roll20 and using their tool is these games are generally played on Roll20, and when I used Roll20, that was fine, but as I've switched to the far superior VTT of Foundry, that's just not acceptable, which is why I don't really use this one anymore, and it's the worst on my list. Also, most people on here want you to fill out an application to join their table, their group, and it's not that bad filling it out, but in my personal experience, I had to fill out about 30 plus of them to get into one game, because when you're using the free-to-play option, most of them, the vast majority of them, you won't hear anything back from them, and then the ones that you do hear back from, most of those games won't actually start. So you apply to a lot of games before you can actually get in one that runs. And so for those reasons, Roll20, while it can work, it only gets a C. Barely passing. And really, it should probably be a D, because I wouldn't use it. So yeah, on the fly, I'm dropping it down to a D. But it does get better. The next method on my list, number 4, is Facebook groups. That's right, I am that old. But it does work. Get on Facebook, look up D&D Group Finder or some sort of variation of that, and there are communities on there that are set up just to help you connect with other players and Dungeon Masters. This does not have a cool, fancy search feature. You just have to scroll through and look for games. So this one can take a bit longer to find a game that works for you and actually get into a game. If you're in a hurry, though, what you could do is just make a post explaining who you are, when you want to play, and you'll likely get some comments with people that have an opening at their table. Now, not only is the time to get into a game pretty slow, that's a negative for this method, but the main thing that separates this method from the next one and why it is lower is that Facebook has a weird amount of trolls on there. I have had a lot of negative experiences with people in the D&D space on Facebook that I just have not had on this next one. And so it gets a B. It works, but there is room for improvement. The next method, and this might surprise some people, is Reddit. Yes, I have far fewer negative interactions with people on Reddit, specifically in the D&D space, than on Facebook. Methods are pretty similar. You join looking for group, D&D looking for group, and you can scroll through. You can either do a post explaining who you are, you're looking for a DM, or a table to join, or you can scroll through looking for Dungeon Masters that are looking for players. And like I said, it's a very similar process with a lot of the same pros and cons, but generally I've had much more pleasant experiences on this, and I have used Reddit quite a bit. So Reddit gets a B+. Good job, Reddit. Number 2 method, it's really a platform with 2 different strategies. I'm going to lump them both together, but we're talking about Discord. Discord is my number 2 method for finding online games, and the 2 strategies that you can go about using Discord for this is either A, you join really big Discord servers, the D&D 5e server, the D&D Beyond server. If you want to play on Foundry, join the Foundry server. There's a lot of really big servers, and pretty much all of them have a looking for group, looking for players section, and you can go there and very quickly you can get connected with some people. The negative with this is not always are they the most stellar people that you are getting connected with. It is very fast, and you're already on Discord, which is likely what you're going to be using for communicating, so plus, but it's not always the best quality of players that you get connected with immediately on these really big servers. Sometimes they're fantastic, but not always. The other strategy is basically find your favorite D&D YouTuber. They probably have a Discord server. Go join that server. connect with the people on their server, and that is where I have found the highest quality players or dungeon masters and had some really fun games. The negative is this is a much slower process because these servers aren't as big. And with a smaller community, trolls can't really thrive as well. So you have higher quality players generally, but it does take longer to get into the games. That is method number 2, the second place, which we're given an A. Discord gets an A on finding groups to play with, which again works out because it's probably what you're using to talk to people. Now, this last method, the undisputed champion, is the method I use the most. I'm still using it right now. I think, gotten in more games with this method than any or all of the other ones combined. And we are talking about specifically my Discord server. Maybe that's a slightly biased take, but it's not biased. I mean, it is the method I use the most. But yeah. Now, my Discord server is a little bit different from some of the other ones that you may join where it's a community that you can connect with people. Mine is a one big open campaign. When you first join it, you can make a character, and we post games almost daily that you can join. And essentially, it's one big open world. And when you join, you are joining an adventurers guild, and then quests are posted. We've got a quest board. And so when a Dungeon Master wants to run a game, they post it as a quest. And these will be anywhere from 1 to 5 sessions. Most of them are 1 session, but some of them will be posted as a series where it's like, hey, we're playing every Saturday for the next 3 weeks. You guys down? And if you have time and a character of an appropriate level, you sign up and you play. It's a quickly growing community, but we have games going all the time, and we have some wonderful Dungeon Masters and players. And like I said, I usually am playing multiple games a week on there, generally as a Dungeon Master. So if you want to find some games, go check out our server. I'll have a link to it in the description. And I look forward to seeing you in some games. Gonna get some water. It's empty.